Hello, BookTube. This is Book Haul. What a rainy day. I mean, really rainy here today. It's a little chilly. I don't know what the temperature is outside. It's 52 degrees. It's been raining all day. Sometimes coming down pretty good. And other times just misting. But I was able to get out. Took a day off. And my wife and I went for a ride, and I found some books. So I found some books, some magazines, and some comic books. So I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm going to start with the books. It was at a thrift store. The hardcovers were $1, and the one paper volume was 75 cents. So I'll start with the paper. This is a McBooks Press. Those of you who watch the channel regularly know that I'm a big fan. They do a lot of nautical fiction. And they even do this writer's nautical fiction. But this is non-fiction. And this is The Devil Himself, The Mutiny of 1800 by Dudley Pope. Many of you will know him as the author of the Lord Ramage novels. It's in wonderful condition. And there's the author. So, must naval history be dull? Never in the hands of a master storyteller, Dudley Pope. Accurate, fair, thorough, and lively, this penetrating account of a mutiny and its aftermath shows why Pope was widely respected as a historian as he was popular as a novelist. From contemporary British documents in the dusty French naval archives in Brest, Pope returns to vivid life the men, the ship, and the tragic chain of events following a capture by the press gang. The French labeled their records of this extraordinary 1800 mutiny Le Diable le Meme. I'm probably totally destroying that. So, the devil himself. If you speak French, you just have to forgive me. The British crew of the Danae, a captured French corvette, mutinied, sailed the ship back to France, turned her over to Napoleon, and received a cash reward. Who survives, who hangs, who dies disgraced in far-off colonial posting? Pope tells the whole curious story. It was his gift for bringing history to life that led C.S. Forester to encourage Dudley Pope to try his hand at fiction. So, yeah, I've never read this. This will go right towards the top of my reading pile. So, not too bad. I don't think there was any illustrations or anything like that. No, it's just straight up. And this is from the Nonfiction History Library from McBooks Press. And this was originally came out in 1987, and this is a 2003 reprint. So happy to have it. Just thrilled. The next one here is a replacement book. So I have a Book of the Month Club. I'm fine with Book of the Month Club, but this author I really enjoy, and this is a wonderful U.S. Hardcover first edition. It's a translated work, and it's got the deckled edges and everything. It just feels like a much better book. So I'll replace mine and put my old copy into my work. But this is Bottolino, a novel I very much enjoyed by Umberto Eco. And it is translated, obviously. Let me see if I get to the title page here. By William Weaver. This is Harcourt Incorporated in New York, San Diego, and London. And this is from 2000, and it's the first U.S. edition. So, really, really enjoy Umberto Eco. So I'm glad to have that copy, and for $1, it's just a better copy than the one I had. And this one here, it's called the Seaside Reader. An anthology featuring the work of Henry Beston, Jacques Cousteau, Jack Rudlow, William Warner, Van Kampen Hallner, and many more. It's edited by Derry Bennett. Get a little bit of glare there. This came out in, it's Leon Burford Publishers, and it came out in 1992. It's a first edition, but I can't imagine there were many editions of it. I could be wrong about that. So you have a section here, beaches and how they got there, So there'll be writings from William Bascom's on generated waves. Beaches are made of continents by Wallace Kaufman and Orrin H. Pilkey Jr. And then The Beach and Night on the Great Beach by Henry Beston. Watery Habitats, Dock at Night. So you have a Rachel Carson piece. You have Going Underwater, which has a section from The Silent World by Captain Cousteau. There's author, an interlude. Joe McGinnis, William Lease Heat Moon, John Updike, Norman Mailer. You have Fishing for Fun and Profit, Peter Mathiasen. There's all sorts of stuff in here. The Fourth Day by Isaac Walton from The Complete Angler. Beautiful Swimmer by William Warner. Another Peter Mathiasen. So, yeah, I'll go through it. Here, Vessels Afloat and Below. Each Man a Hero by David Stick, The Graveyard of the Atlantic. So, yeah, we'll see how it is. It could be really good. And you just dip in and out of it and see what we think. And then this one here, I was sort of excited to find this. And it's not one I knew about. This is Kevin F. McMurray, Dark Descent, Diving, and the Deadly Allure of the Empress of Ireland. Right here. So it's about diving on a wreck, a very famous wreck. This is International Marine, McGraw-Hill, so it's Camden, Maine. And it's 2004. So it's full of images about the dives and salvage work, I guess. I'm going to have to read it to get a better idea, but I'll give you what it says here in the back. Dark Descent tells two dramatic stories. The loss of a mighty ocean liner 90 years ago with a human toll as terrible as that of the Titanic, and the birth and development of extreme deep-water wreck diving, one of the most hazardous pursuits in the world. So this guy does it, reports on it, and I'll see what he has to say. So that was it for the books. Not a bad little group. Then I really was going out to get some magazines, and I did get them. So I got the November-December 2020 issue of Analog Science Fiction Science Fact, our 90th year. That's a pretty good run for a magazine. So let me see who we have in this. Here's the inside pages. So if this is a 90th anniversary retrospective reprint. So you got Call Him Lord by Gordon R. Dixon. You've got novelettes. J.M. Swenson, A.P. Hawkins, Gray Rollins, Evan Marcroft, and Juliet Wade. You got short stories. Just tons of those. George Zabrowski has one in here. There's a lot of those. And you have flash fiction, Event by somebody, Timmons Essayist. Okay, special features you have one called Women We Can See in Analog by Mary Vibert, and Just the Facts, How Articles Came to Astounding by Edward M. Wysocki Jr. Under Science Fact, we have Big Smart Objects by Gregory Benford and Larry Niven. You have a section of poetry, and then you have Reader's Department, editorial, alternate view, times to come, reference library, brass tacks, and upcoming events. So I'll let you see that on your own here. Get my fingers out of the way. So, I just opened up to one. Not the greatest artwork in the world on that, but the story could be great. So I love these digest magazines. I've read them for years. These have a massive, massive collection. No longer, sadly. And then there's another one here, and this is the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. This is September, October. And so we have The Shadows of Alexandria by David Gerald. A lot of you remember him. When he was a young man, he wrote The Trouble with Tribbles, a Star Trek story. And my understanding is he has a new book out now. I have to double check that. And then Mark Laidlaw, who you see a lot, and Tim Powers, and R.S. Benedict, the Fairy Egg. Oh, that's interesting. So, let me see here. So, this is one we've heard a little conversation about. And, yeah, so, The Martian Water War, Notes Found in an Airlock by Peter Glake. We'll see. There's always something in these that I end up really enjoying. Sorry about that, my ring hit the desk. Then the magazine I always get, and one of my favorite magazines in the world, is Wooden Boat, the magazine for wooden boat owners, builders, and designers. And this is October 2020. I still have some articles in the last one to finish up with. Sitting right there. Love the cover. This thing on rowing the Atlantic, mini runabout, a fast cruising sloop. There's a table of contents, give you an idea. So I've been reading this magazine for a long time. Got the tug. They have practical stuff. Always fun for me. I really enjoy it. Then I got a bunch of comic books. Now, I always get the Conan stuff, and this is called the official handbook of the Conan universe. 50 years of Conan at Marvel. 50 years logo. And this is really interesting. I mean, it was packed in there, and I didn't really even realize what it was. So it's a little guidebook to the world of Conan. So if you're a Conan fan, you might want to run down and grab this thing. Yeah, it goes alphabetical. So I am looking for, it's the experience, the A to Z's of Conan's Savage World. So yeah, sort of a little handbook. You can get it at your local comic shop, or probably even online if you had to, for $5.99, which seems to me like a pretty good deal. Then I got some of my standbys. I got Red Sonja, number 20. Interesting cover. Let's see what this. I got Killing Red Sonja, which is a continuation. This is the issue 4. I got one I have been collecting. This is the 4th one. I've collected all of these so far, but I have not really gotten into them yet. I'm gonna give them a try. So it's Deceased. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe October is a good month to be reading it, right? So nice little ad there. And then so I go in. I have a pull list, and I get a little bit of a discount, and but I don't miss things. And then the guy behind the counter said, "Hey, we've got another one of these with Red Sonja." So I haven't even looked at it yet. It says number 1 of 5, Dynamite, and this is the cover. So I said, "Yeah, put them on my list. I'll read them as they come out and see how they are." So. It was very nice of him to tell me about it. And anyhow, that's the books, the magazines, and the comic books. But it was really strange when we drove. So we have to take the interstate to just about everything here, and it takes us a while to get to the interstate. And we were coming down the mountain, and there's a big, wide open area, a big, long curve as you're coming down that you can see quite a ways. And I saw a car come up behind me, and it was growing at a tremendous rate. So you knew this person was really moving. And it was really wet out. And I get towards the side of the road a little bit, and the guy blasts past me, past the people in front of him. A guy, I don't know if it was a man or a woman. The car is doing this a little bit, and it's going so fast it had to be doing 120. Just unbelievable. And told my wife we got to be careful. Number one, there's construction coming up. If this guy goes through there, I mean, I can't some poor construction worker getting hit. But we also want to be careful as we came down and got there and got to the construction area. Nothing, and we kept an eye out because I thought this person's got to crash, and the worst thing that can happen is they hit some innocent person. But we got a ways up the road, and they went through a tree. They must have lost total control, just way off, right into the woods, smashed up. Like there was cars around, stopped, but just a tragedy you knew there was no avoiding. I mean, you just, it was people driving like that. I just had no understanding, and obviously didn't have the talent to do it because I could even see when he went, the person, I don't know if, again, whether it was a man or a woman, when they went by, they didn't have, the right kind of control of that vehicle, and it was moving so fast, it was unbelievable. So, a little bit of an adventure, a little bit of, keep your eyes open. You never know who's out there and what they're doing and what they're thinking. So, and obviously ended tragically. But, every time you step outside your door, right? You never know. So, on that sad note, I hope all are well. I know parts of the world are having another wave of this never-ending pandemic, and we're having it here too. So stay safe. Thank you, BookTube.